The Oxen and the Butchers by Aesop for ESL students. Updated, March 16, 2025 by Dr. Mohammed Hossein Hariri ASL. Time to read, 5 minutes 21 views no comments. The Oxen and the Butchers by Aesop for ESL students with a video, list of vocabulary in real context, moral of the short story, and discussion questions obtained from Gutenberg Project in the public domain. Video of the Oxen and the Butchers. The Oxen and the Butchers. Once upon a time, the oxen determined to be revenged upon the butchers for the havoc they wrought in their ranks, and plotted to put them to death on a given day. They were all gathered together discussing how best to carry out the plan, and the more violent of them were engaged in sharpening their horns for the fray, when an old ox got up upon his feet and said, "My brothers, you have good reason, I know, to hate these butchers, but, at any rate, they understand their trade and do what they have to do without causing unnecessary pain. But if we kill them, others, who have no experience, will be set to slaughter us, and will by their bungling inflict great sufferings upon us. For you may be sure that, even though all the butchers perish, mankind will never go without their beef." The Proverbs from the short story. Haste is waste. This proverb warns that acting too quickly without careful thought can lead to mistakes, wasted effort, or unintended consequences. In the fable, the oxen, driven by anger and a desire for revenge, are ready to kill the butchers without considering what will happen next. The wise ox points out that their hasty decision could result in a worse situation, being slaughtered by unskilled hands, causing them greater suffering. The fable reinforces the idea that patience and foresight are crucial to making wise choices. Look before you leap. This proverb emphasizes the importance of thinking carefully before taking action. In the fable, the oxen are eager to eliminate the butchers, but they fail to consider the long-term consequences. The wise ox serves as a voice of reason, reminding them that rash decisions can lead to greater suffering. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. This saying suggests that dealing with a familiar problem, even if unpleasant, is often preferable to facing an unknown and potentially worse situation. The oxen see the butchers as enemies, but the wise ox points out that at least they are skilled and efficient in their work. If inexperienced people replace them, the oxen may suffer even more due to their lack of skill. English vocabulary in real context. Havoc, great damage and trouble. Oxen, plural of ox, large bulls. Plot, to make a secret plan to do something wrong, conspire. Wrought, past and past participle of wreak, which means to cause something to happen in a violent and uncontrollable manner. Fray, brawl, fight, battle. Trade, business or industry. Slaughter, to kill, massacre. Bungling, inexperience, clumsy behavior. Inflict, to force someone to experience something quite unpleasant. Perish, to be mortal and die. Moral of the short story. The moral of the oxen and the butchers is that rash actions driven by revenge can lead to unintended consequences. The oxen, blinded by their anger, fail to realize that eliminating the butchers will not end their suffering but may, in fact, worsen it. The wise ox's warning highlights the importance of foresight and accepting certain harsh realities. It teaches that while injustice may be painful, acting without careful thought can bring even greater hardship. The fable ultimately underscores the wisdom of considering the long-term effects of our choices rather than acting impulsively out of resentment. Discussion questions. Why did the oxen want to take revenge on the butchers, and what was their plan? What argument did the old ox make to convince the others to reconsider their decision? What lesson does this fable teach about the consequences of impulsive actions? About the author. Dr. Muhammad Hossein Hariri ASL. Dr. Muhammad Hossein Hariri ASL is an English and Persian instructor, educator, researcher, inventor, published author, blogger, SEO expert, website developer, entrepreneur, and the creator of LELB Society. He's got a PhD in TFL, teaching English as a foreign language. Number of posts, 4155. Related posts. The Wolf, the Mother and Her Child by Aesop for ESL students. English short stories. The Rich Man and the Tanner by Aesop for ESL students. English short stories. The Eagle and the Arrow by Aesop with vocabulary. English short stories. Related keywords. Aesop's fables, anger, cattle, impulsive, proverb, resentment, revenge, suffering.